You know, after 47 years in the insurance claims business, I think I have a lot to offer to the individuals, policyholders, who are a lot of times are totally overwhelmed when it comes to an insurance claim. What I wanted to do in a series of videos is to let the policyholders, the people who buy the insurance and the people who have the claims, know what to expect and how to prepare in the event of an insurance claim. Most of us, sooner or later, during our lifetime, will experience an insurance claim of some type. Hopefully they will be minimal in nature, but they could be rather severe as far as property damage, damage to your home, damage to your personal property, damage to your business, your automobile, or whatever. What I wanted to do in this video is to let you know that there are certain things that you can do to help minimize the trauma and the disruption that may occur in the event you do have a loss, especially a loss of some severity. You know, a lot of times people, and I've heard this through all of my years in the insurance claims industry, that the insurance policies have fine print, and that the fine print is where the insurance companies take advantage of the policyholders. I want you to know that the insurance policy is a contract between you, the policyholder, customer, and the insurance company. And there's no fine print in your policy. Now there will be highlighted and bold caption headings such as definitions, insuring agreements, conditions, and so forth. But below that you will find that the insurance language is written with the same size letters. The insurance company is not trying to create any subterfuge. They're not trying to take advantage of you by having fine print. Now you'll see fine print a lot of times in advertising, but this is not an advertisement. This is an actual contract between you and the individual. And these are some things today that I want to talk about as far as what you can do to be better prepared in the event you have a loss. And of course, I'll be doing other videos about what you can expect after a loss may occur, how you can better deal and better relate to your insurance adjuster, how to better understand what you are due under your policy. And if you like this video, I would encourage you to subscribe. Just hit the subscribe button and tell your friends and neighbors about this particular video, because I'll be producing a number of videos about all facets of insurance claims. One of the things that I want to do today is, when a loss occurs, I've seen this so many times, people are completely overwhelmed. They don't know how to deal with their adjuster. They don't know what to expect. They don't know who's going to make repairs to their home. They don't know, am I supposed to find a place to live if my home is not habitable? What am I supposed to do? What are my obligations? So I want to clear up some of that today. You know, one of the things that I have advised people over the years is that if you will keep receipts, especially receipts of major purchases, keep those receipts. Usually they will benefit you in ways that you cannot imagine. Go into all your rooms, take still pictures or video pictures of every corner of your room and an overall picture of that particular room. So, and keep that information. You can either upload it, or you don't have to keep it on your computer hard drive, or you can put it into a lockbox, or you can just keep copies somewhere where you think they will be safe. But if you've got pictures, videos, receipts, appraisals on items that you think are especially valuable, like furniture, antique furniture, collectibles, be sure that you've got good appraisals, and be sure the appraisals are very detailed, that they're very descriptive of that particular item. If they're not descriptive, they have very little value. But if they're very descriptive, then they can, and have the phone numbers, the name of the person who did the appraisal. Be sure to keep all of that information so that you can make it available to your insurance adjuster. You know, you and your insurance adjuster are a team. Their goal is to restore you as closely as possible back to the condition you were prior to the loss. And you want to be sure that that is done. Your agent can be of immense value to you. Your agent, and he will usually have some key people there in his agency that you need to get to know. Find out who they are. Be able to put a face to a name, and let them be able to put a name to your face, so that they can know, okay, John Jones called. He said he has a claim on a certain thing at his home, and they'll know who you are. They'll have current business phone numbers for you and your wife. All kinds of numbers that you can provide them so that they can better get in touch with you will expedite your claim. Excuse me. You know, a lot of people don't know the cleaning companies in the area. They don't know the contractors. Find out from your agent. Say, Mr. Jones, Mr. Smith, if you had a loss to your home, what contractor would you use? Is there anyone in the area that you would recommend? Find out who those people are. Get to know them. Go visit with them. Say, okay, if I was to have a claim and I called you, what would you do for me? You know, sometimes you may be in an advertising business yourself, and you may be able to provide something for that particular contractor. Maybe he's thinking about doing more advertising, and you can provide something for him and him something for you. In the insurance industry, we call it quid pro quo. Tit for tat, this for that. Something that you've got would be a benefit to them, and you will learn how they can better benefit you. That is one of the things that you can do to be proactive. You know, this is about being proactive. Know how to cut your power off, your electrical power to your home. Know how to do that. Never put yourself in danger if you're in the midst of a fire and you have, go back into a home and try to turn the power off. You don't want to do that, because you may avoid the fire, but the smoke can asphyxiate you and cause possibly even death. So don't do that. But if you're where you can easily, safely turn the power off, do so, especially if it's electrical fire in your home. Know where the water cutoff is at your home. Don't be trying to go to the street. Maybe you've had 6 inches or a foot of snow, trying to uncover the water main so you can turn the deal and cut your water off. Because usually that's going to take a certain type of tool, and you may or may not have it. And if you've got one, like a lot of people, they've got it somewhere in the garage, excuse me, but they don't know exactly where it is. So be proactive in that area. Be sure that all the cutoff valves in your home work. If you come into your home and your kitchen is flooded, know how to turn the water off. Be sure that the cutoff valves, usually under your sink, that they're in proper working condition. Check those things on a periodic basis. Be prepared not only to deal with situations like that may occur, but also in how to deal with your insurance company. You want to know, they don't know you. Chances are the adjuster has never been in your home. He knows nothing about your lifestyle. He knows nothing about what you have in the way of possessions. All he knows is when he gets there, he sees major damage, maybe to your house, to your contents, personal property, and whatever. And you're distraught, you're upset, as you have a right to be, and you naturally would be that way. But if you've got all this information and you can say, Adjuster Brown, I've got this, this, and this. Your insurance company won't look at you and say, well, this person was preparing for a claim, expecting to have a claim. No, they'll be appreciative. They'll say, okay, this person is prepared. It'll make my job much easier, and it'll make me be able to expedite their claim. And that's what it's all about. Cultivate, I think I mentioned cultivate relationships. Do that, but also get to know what your policy says. How many of you have ever read your insurance policy? You'll find a lot of times they're much easier to read and understand than you might think. And if there are questions that you have about the policy, maybe definitions, maybe insuring agreements or clauses that you don't understand, ask your agent what they mean. And if your agent can't help you, he'll call the company. But they'll find a way to answer your question so you'll know beforehand what kind of coverage you've got, what size deductible you might have, whether you have full replacement cost or partial replacement cost. You'll get to know your policy so that when your adjuster comes out and says you've got replacement cost on this, you have actual cash value on that, you'll know what he's talking about. So learn what you can about your policy before a loss occurs. You know, I am not an attorney. I can't give legal advice about your claim. But after 47 years in the business, I can give you a lot of advice about how to prepare in the event you have a loss, and later in other videos about how to handle the situations that may occur when they come in like an insurance claim, and how to build relationships and how to know what your adjuster is expecting, how to understand terminology. That's important. We as insurance adjusters a lot of time forget that we throw out words that you don't have any idea what they mean. They're common everyday usage to us. So, but you need to be prepared as well. So, and the adjuster wants to help you through this process. You have to remember his job. He wants everything to go smoothly. No insurance adjuster wants to handle a claim for months on end when they can get rid of it like the first week. That's their goal, is to get this person taken care of, pay them what they've got coming, and get it done promptly. That builds customer appreciation. You know, it's a lot less costly to keep the policyholders you have than it is to try to find new policyholders. And you're a valuable person to that agency. You're a valuable person to that company. So I'm just giving you some ideas today about what you can do so that you would be better prepared. And again, I ask you, if you will, please hit the subscribe button and be looking for more videos, because a lot more are coming, and I appreciate it. Thank you and have a good day.